Welcome to the immortality. Welcome to the immortality. I'm here because it's cheaper than counseling. Today, we're opening up a DJ linx prize. Got my guy on the mix. Gonna give away. There he is right there. Check him out. What do you think, DJ? I got my package yesterday on my porch. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it because I ain't been buying nothing. I ain't been getting nothing much. It's been more important to feed the fam. I do this shit with the family. I do shit big. You know that I'm gonna be opening the box, in the shade. You can find me on the corner straight selling comics. Used to push narcotics. Now I push in comics, not narcotics. Do this shit big. Because it's for the family. Do this shit big. And my name is Big. Here's the box package. You're gonna like this one. So shout out to my man's GT Key, Shockwave Nostalgia. Shockwave Nostalgia. Shockwave Nostalgia. And he can Shockwave Nostalgia. He likes this nostalgia. So get it, go big Shockwave Nostalgia. Goes at the break your buck chopper. He does this shit big. Alright, let's open this up. What a different over locker. All these powers in there. It's got me. R.I.P. to the family. You can see. R.I.P. You can see. Don't be on the up. Because we go dick. Crazy said, I can't live with this shit. What girl's that hoe? Everybody knows. She was on them. There's no wild TV shows, bro. And she broke the most popular. I had to holler at my voice. Chocolate nostalgia. I got the penis colored skeletor. Yes. Ooh, look at that. Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe. This certifies that your skeletal virtual album action figure was created through the designer and artist at Mattel.
Those muscles growing and repairing right now.
Hold on.
More
We got
power to
some
push
feedback.
bounce back.
We do this shit
More
big.
just about any
What up, family?
for over 35 years.
And my Infinity Link. Uh-huh. Alright. So, I was doing Collectors Club, and Linx invited me to the mix. And, you know, I couldn't tear away from my homies. I wasn't trying to, because it was Big Doc Savage in the building with Comic Electric Geek. And so I caught the tail end of. My girlfriend actually uses the first one I got. Thanks for another one. Maybe I ought to keep that one. Ooh, I got the new sticker. Look at that. Thank you for the swag. I will be putting them up and posting them later. I still haven't seen the toy. The mysterious toy. Alright, here it comes. Y'all ready? Funk Comics. Cup of Comics. Good to see y'all. Blam! Pretty sick, right? Kind of has like a Moon Knight kind of staff thing going there. Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Sorry I couldn't catch the show. I tried. I thought I might catch a tail end of something, but not really, man. And maybe some other time, dude. Or maybe I'll invite him to my channel. So, you ain't heard of DJ Linx? Go check him out. He gives away awesome prizes. And I think Dracula just won one of those Miles Morales annual 125. He was packing it up for him. And big boy prizes going out. So go check my guy out, man. For sure. It's pretty fucking dope, right? Pretty dope. And I do love toys. The man himself. DJ. Stein. Oh. Alright, man. So I don't have much planned. I just wanted to make sure everybody. I had to pay my boy homage in his flowers for sending out the dope. I mean, this ain't a cheap figure. This ain't like a $20 figure. It's pretty nice. And, I gotta try to hide it from my kid because he don't want to open it. He don't want to open that one. So. Let's talk about the bad opinions that your boy has. I don't know if they're bad, but they're not popular opinions. So I've been hating on Kingdom Come lately, and that's fun. I've been hating on Maverick. I've been hating on Black Panther, and and I swear they're not directly aimed at Legion. It's not. I don't have a problem with Legion enjoying Maverick or Kingdom Come. It's just that I took a lot of time and I kind of sit on the sidelines and listen and watch, and I felt like it was time for me to just say that slow down, Big Thug. Slow down, Big Thug. You know what I mean? And try to not get packed up whenever I go on their channel because I might say something too wild. But Superman's ethics and core beliefs just don't align with me and don't spark them endorphins as much. Now, if it was a different scenario and I might like the story, but I can't think of any Superman stories where I really liked him where he was just passive and it reminded me of like a Silver Surfer story, honestly. Hey, we got the man himself. I was just telling him, Legion, that just because I like these things, it ain't directly pointed towards Legion or anybody else that does. Legion ain't the only person that likes Kingdom Come, obviously, or Black Panther and Maverick. He's not. I still love you despite never reading Kingdom Come, but telling me about it. Yes. Yes. I have not read it. I've watched a lot of reviews. Now, maybe the chat can understand what I'm saying. I could have swore I had an issue. I didn't know they were the Elseworld thick ones. But I swear if you'd like sit down and quiz me and talked about it, like I've seen enough. It's like panel to panel. But I feel like I get the gist of it enough to where I don't know if you guys are the same ways. If you have people you trust to do reviews, and now the person I watched that did the review, this might help. They enjoyed it. They thought that it was a good story, but I didn't let that persuade my opinion on what I was watching. So sometimes with a story is something that I don't want to read, like it's almost like getting invested in something you don't want, you know? So I don't want to invest. I don't want to be proven wrong. I would hate to actually pick it up and read it and then be like, uh-oh. Now, if I do get a copy, I'll read it just because I have it in front of me. I don't have a digital option besides the reviews I watch. But, yeah. So I'll drop it a link and we can whatever, but no big deal. I already gave Dustin shit on Bleakers about not coming on my channel, and he hopped on, so that was fun. People are busy. They don't have to fucking come and hang out. Just because you don't hop on people's channels don't mean we don't like each other. I go hang out with them and give them shit, but I found a interesting a question All right, so oh, here he comes. Oh boy, we got him.
I
Hook,
can
line, and
confirm.
sinker.
I can confirm that I'm only hopping in because I've only started liking you. That's why I've never been here before.
Yeah.
You caught me at a perfect time, my man. I just sat down and turned on YouTube to listen to something in the background while I did like 4 loads of laundry here, and I'm like, the laundry can wait. He's dropping a link.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I appreciate you joining me, and
Absolutely. You know, I always love talking. Would you?
we could get right down to the nitty gritty of it all. So,
I enjoyed spirited debates when people don't get their panties in a twist, and me and you have fun going back and forth.
right, I could like it wasn't even really an issue that I didn't read it. I actually brought that into existence because I could have just kept like lying and being like,
for the biggest part, I
it.
just keep going just for fun too. Like I just keep on going because I have fun. Like, and when it all comes down to it, they're just funny books we have opinions about. None of it matters.
No, and you are a great Superman fan, regardless of whatever story's your favorite. So here's my question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So if that's your favorite, does that mean, because it's very anti-norm, I thought, but I'm sure you're going to prove me wrong. But
I'm not going to prove you wrong. I've had a different experience with it.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of he's passive. He's like he's not as interested. He's dealing with these God complex. Like, should I interfere? I get that part. Like, that's a beautiful thing because I've had to back off some stuff and feel like I'm interfering too. So my Superman is like, he cares about everything and everything so much he cares more than himself. So in this one, I feel like it's completely reversed. It's like he's more caring about himself than actual people. Am I crazy?
No, I don't think you're crazy. I think that there was just a lot of I can't speak for the review that you touched on, but when we're introduced to him in issue 1, he's passive. Like, well, it's not that he's passive; he's heartbroken, so he's just not superheroing. But the before issue 1's over, he's back. You know, like the whole him being passive and gone's not even a thing. It's about him coming back. That's what the story is. It wasn't even gone, I think, for like 10 years, while like the next gen was doing their thing and just tearing up the world. But he comes back the opposite of passive. Like he's scooping up people and putting them in a gulag that they built in Kansas at the fallout spot from the young kids blowing up Kansas basically. And he's the opposite of passive.
Yeah, after so far, but I feel like he's staying away from the action because he's almost tired of the responsibility kind of deal. Is that wrong?
My wife was asking if I was talking to one of the band members of ZZ Top.
Oh, hey, Miss Legion, good to see you. Yes.
Hey.
Hello. I'm giving Mark crap about the books he likes.
Yeah, a big part of that book for me is just when I read it as well. I think I mentioned that to you. Like I first read it in 3rd grade, and it like changed comic books for me forever. But I think that the Superman message in it is straightforward. That those values that he stands for, what he represents, what he feels like America represents, those values are in question by the world and the way the world is living. And can those values sustain as the world progresses? That's the question that the book asks. Like, that's what the Superman narrative is. And by the end of it, it shows you that it can, but not by force. It's one of those, the only way Superman will win in the end is by leading by example. Because like you said, he goes through these phases. It is an Elseworld. So they have to tell a big story with a lot of key points in a shorter time span. So they touch on, what does the world look like without Superman, the passive thing? What does it look like if he comes back too heavy-handed, the God complex? How does he find his humanity again in a world that's progressed for the worse beyond those morals? And by the end of it, we get back to the root of who Superman is, and being the beacon of hope and leading by example is the only way. And that
is that's true. I can give you that. It does finish well, and it finishes like a Superman.
But it does touch on all those things you mentioned, like all of them.
Yeah. I could see that. So, I feel like the most important part that would draw me into it would be the first appearance of the dude that killed Joker and Lois
Magog.
Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magog. And but the rest of it, like the other angels or whatever they are, they got different names. But
Just all the other the young bucks. What it is, all those people with superpowers who look weird and stuff, they're just the next generation of metas.
that's a good, yeah, I can see that because they back then they was doing like different universes and worlds and merging and shit like that. So
Another good thing that comes from it, Biggie, I don't know if you've looked at it, how influential it is to DC Comics that through the years. You know, we got the first Damian Wayne, the son of Talia al Ghul and Bruce Wayne, is actually in Kingdom Come. This is where he first appears. He's a big player in it. Even gets his
yeah, I've
own.
heard you say that before. I hear you talk about it. Yeah.
And then you also have the first appearance of Cyclone, who just appeared in Black Adam from Jeff Johns' run. He went back and pulled her out of the pages of this. You get the first appearance of numerous characters that didn't come for years later when they were looking to do new characters, or where does this person's legacy follow? Where do we bring, how do we pull this character a legacy in? They went to Kingdom Come and looked to make sure there already wasn't one there and pulled that one in. There's a lot of,
Yeah, it's just a little too fucking. Whenever I feel like I'm trying to be taught something, I feel like I'm just not into it. And whenever I see a lot of people disagree on shit, it's just like, is it really that good, or is everybody just fucking agreeing with each other?
Well, with books, it's always going to be that thing. Like it's always going to be subjective. I think more or less that this is a widely well received book because it's just Mark Waid is unquestionably a phenomenal writer. It's not going to be everyone's taste, and I tend to, because I live in the Bible Belt, the whole trope of like pulling like Bible themed stories or symbolism and all these metaphors from the Bible, that is so played out down here for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it when I drive down the road, like the signs on buildings, like I see it everywhere. Like it's just so abundant. But I was in third grade when I first read this, and even when I go back and read it, I'm like, yeah, we're seeing visions of Revelation here. Let's get past it. It's just so that just hits differently for some people as well. But and I know you said you're not the biggest Alex Ross fan. At the time, I was introduced to him at like 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? So back then, before all these movies and all this stuff, seeing that hero drawn in such a realistic way with cloth outfits, it's like, dude,
It would be very mind blowing. I'm sure. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
I'm kind of an action guy, and when I see like the pretty portrait kind of lifestyle shit, I think of like. I know he does it all by hand, right? So
yeah, he'll take actual models, like put people in lighting situations. Yeah, figures, 3D models, people models, and he sketches it and paints it. He's a fantastic artist, but again, art is always going to be subjective.
Yeah, I feel like he makes a good portrait for a cover, but once you get on the insides, he doesn't have that same effect on me as like Clayton Crane or a few other guys. Like I need like Kirby, or I need like Steranko, some of that kind of shit in my life.
You get it. You get some dynamic stuff when he wants to. You know what I mean? Like when it calls for it, you can like feel Superman after he hits him. You can feel him pushing in on Captain Marvel. You can see like the intensity of that bolt hitting and Captain Marvel zipping out of the way. But I do get what you're saying. There's a different dynamic to painted art versus like high caliber pencils and inks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hear many people saying that's the thing, but are not saying that the insides aren't as good as the covers. Like I just come up with this shit myself, so I don't expect anybody to agree with me.
Like I'm a big fan of John Jang's art. I've seen him asked numerous times and stuff, are you ever going to do interiors? And he always says he's a cover artist. Like there's just a different
difference.
Yeah, it's a difference. Those are two different. Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of what you do as an artist when you have to switch over to doing the page count, that many panels, all the motion. Like,
yeah. Well, I appreciate that you are a pure DC fan, and it takes a lot of guts to stand on that. Like I'll bring it up and say Superman's my favorite, but I still collect Marvel probably a little bit more. But it's good to see a DC fan that points out what's important in history and collects that. You know what I mean? So Legion just recently got a first Suicide Squad. Yep, there it is. And
I got this the December of 2021. This was my last purchase of 2021. I just wanted to share it because Rick Flag Sr. there is confirmed to be in the new DCU. And that's probably my favorite PC book because I just love the Suicide Squad.
And I I know you also got for Swamp Thing. You got almost all of the Superman silver keys that are important. I got one of those. That's killer. No Adams. Yeah.
First human target.
So let's see. The Panther movie for me was slow, and for me, the CG was there. The CG was money. I can't look at that and say, okay, the CG was bad like I could with Black Widow. I felt like it was pretty good. Some of the story was just too cry for me kind of bullshit. I didn't like the way they pulled off Submariner. I didn't like the what else didn't I like? Shit. Oh, and it seemed like they were pushing a female agenda kind of push. I loved Riri. I thought she was cool. I loved Okoye or whatever her name is. I thought that they did really good with Black Panther and shit, but I just don't like the story they played. I didn't like the whole if we don't join them, they're going to kill us shit. I thought that was dumb on the Submariner side. And then the Black Panther shit was just like she was crying about everything she's lost for so long. It's like, okay, we get it, like Jesus Pete. I want to see them like just dominating and been doing really well, or maybe have Submariner wreck more people, or maybe win. Like if they would add Submariner win in the end, I would have been happy with that. And it ended with really fucking dumb because it's just her. She's telling Killmonger or Black Panther, whatever, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna kill this dude, and she just lets him up. It's like people really thought that was okay. That was it. The way they killed the mom with the building.
You won't hear me give that movie a single compliment. I absolutely, I thought it was trash, so much so that when I went and saw it, Comic Viking was with me, and as soon as the credits started rolling, I said it was kind of quiet in there. You had people waking up and stuff. I'm not even joking. I did go to a late show on premiere night, but there was like half the theater was asleep before it was over, and I leaned over to Alan. I said, "Hey, watch this." And right when the credits started rolling, I just yelled, "That shit was trash!" Just to see if I could get a response, just to kind of troll people a little bit. But I thought it was terrible. I said from day one, well, as soon as they showed that first trailer, which I thought the trailer was a good trailer. Like trailers can be good and bad. Like you can get a trailer that doesn't serve its purpose. This one felt moving and all that. And I said then, and I said it 1,000 times, they are going to stand on the back of Chadwick's death to try to make money off this movie. That's all that they're going to do. And if they don't tell a great story, this movie is not going to be rewatchable. It's going to be forgettable. People aren't going to care. They're going to go see it. They're going to post like, "Oh, I saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever," because you don't want to feel like an asshole for not being upset that Chadwick's dead, blah, 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 which is super sad. But people who are in the comic game, bro, I processed Chadwick's death 2 years ago when Marvel was putting the tributes on every one of his covers. It was real then. For a general audience who don't pick up that and see it and express that loss from one of their pop culture heroes, like this will be their send-off, but they completely relied on it as a narrative and everything to sell the movie. It just didn't work. It was a crappy movie. I don't think the special effects were there one bit. Like you can take Aquaman and just as a great example, like where the underwater stuff looked cheesy, but I don't think that hurts a film. I mean, it still looks good. There's just countless stuff that looks better.
The more I think about it, the more it pisses me off because Aquaman was stellar with the water CGI. I was hoping that they might take because I feel like that's attributed to
they hid the CG flaws. They hid a lot of the CG flaws in that dark tone, like it's dark under here and this and that. And
yeah, they should have lit it up and made it beautiful. They could have done so much more with that.
It's not a secret. The VFX team for Disney talk about it all the time, how they don't have the conditions or the time to really produce anything different than what we're getting. Which when it comes to VFX, that's 100% is what it is. It's time. If you give someone enough time, they can keep getting better and better until it's there.
I contribute the success of Aquaman to Pirates of the Caribbean when Johnny Depp had all them water graphics and shit. I feel like that there's a good solid point where water graphics are cool. There was a lot more water graphics in Black Panther 1 probably than fucking 2. So they actually said I've seen reviews where they hold Aquaman video visuals up to Black Panthers. It's almost like they were copying each other. So I was kind of expecting like this whole underwater experience and the celebration of Namor and
I hate to go down the rabbit hole, but if you want an underwater experience, you already know what movie you need to go see.
Let's not get into that.
Thank you guys for coming. Does everybody love Kingdom Come but me?
Kingdom Come?
Yeah, you love it, Dracula?
I thought
It's good. It's been a long time since I read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun read.
All right. That's what the general census is. I think it is going to be a fun read, but it's just not my favorite. Oh, they are kind of small.
You'll be pleasantly surprised after we talk, Biggie. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised once we've kind of talked on like the things that you pointed out, how they're there but in small pieces, and they address it. Why it doesn't work for Superman. Why passive Superman doesn't work. Why God complex Superman doesn't work. Why
a lot of people
is the way.
A lot of people don't think I'm an asshole because I haven't read it, but I think a lot of people understand it if you watch it.
Wait, you don't like it and you haven't read it?
Yeah, there you go. Here we go.
Wait, how do you not like it if you haven't read it?
To put it simply, CJ, he watched a detailed review and said it didn't seem like it was for him. Kind of like when you watch a movie trailer and you're like, yeah, that really didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's like not buying a car and experiencing it. And
what the hell?
Oh well, man.
At least read shit on it. Like I won't shit on anything I don't read or watch.
That's a fair point, and I submit to that point. I can see why people won't understand what I'm saying, but
like Black Panther 2, I'm with you 100%. It sucked. It sucked.
I don't have to watch a lot of shit tonight.
That's why movies are subjective because I like Black Panther 2. So. But I hated Batman. Did
you like a scrawny? Did you like a scrawny little Shuri inside a Black Panther with no muscle on her? Did you like that?
That's. I wasn't looking for a strong, overpowered Shuri. I was just looking for the that I like.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I don't have to nitpick on that stuff. Just I because that's why I hated Batman. But the new Batman, emo Batman, sad crying Batman. I was like,
yeah, what the fuck was that?
But people loved that movie and then talk shit about the Black Panther. But that was a shitty ass movie. I'm sorry.
But, the only thing I liked about the Batman, the emo Batman, was the scenes where he would walk into places like that was the only thing I liked about it. Other than that, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, because he's like this big and he fought like 20 people. And I was like, come on now, he's this big, he would get his butt kicked.
It doesn't make sense. You gotta
so it's the same thing with Shuri. Like, all right, they kind of explain, all right, she took the herb.
Shuri has the herb though. She's literally got superpowers.
Yeah, that's basically they explain she has superpowers, but Batman doesn't have superpowers and he's like no bigger than Shuri.
That's a giveaway win, right? You won that from DJ?
Yeah, man. DJ doing big shit, bro. You gotta love that guy, dude.
Batman does have ample training, though, right? You think it'd be difficult for him at that size to beat up street thugs?
Yeah, year one Batman. Yeah, year one Batman. Yeah.
I do think it. Well, this was year.
Because that's what it was. Year two.
Year two, yeah.
Oh, year two, yeah.
It's important to point out.
I still say yes, though.
They didn't ignore the fact that he's not as refined. I think once you get the suit on, he did look bulkier though. Like I don't think he was that small. No smaller than who was it in the Christopher Nolan movies. Bale wasn't built like a brick shit house, and he took hits. That's what I thought was awesome. He took a lot of hits. He got hit with bullets, punches, wrenches.
But Bale at least had a physique. Bale
didn't argue. He didn't argue with the director about working out.
He had a physique that actually you're like, all right, it's believable. The guy looks like he works out.
Yeah. He like what's his name literally almost dropped him as Batman just because he didn't want to go to the gym. Not saying he got to be big. He didn't want to get in shape. Like he's like, hey, you're playing an iconic role. Can you just like, just work out a little bit? And he's like, no. I was like,
I want the superhero, the person that's in the suit to look like they could kick my ass. If they don't look like they could kick my ass, it's not believable to me.
CJ, my 5-year-old looks like he could kick your ass.
Well, you have a tough 5-year-old.
Lady,
So I think it's funny.
represent lady.
Yeah. What's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
No, we're cool, Biggie.
Up until you got on, I was about to say all the cool kids are here, and then you get on and you kind of ruined it. But
I ruined it, and I'll fuck things up for the rest of your life. You better bet on it, brother. Now I like seeing like
Back it up, motherfucker. How dare you go with lady like that?
Legion gave his honest opinion on Wakanda Forever. I've recently watched it, and I liked that I saw Who Dat pop in because I was like, oh shit, I'm popping in. Oh shit. No, I will give it to you, Legion. There are some
straight up, man.
Straight up. Overall, I enjoyed it. But like, I've also been a huge Black Panther fan since I was young. I mean, I have the entire. I love Black Panther. So there's gonna be, just like Legion loves Superman. So there's these relationships that we have that, like, there's going to be a bias. However, I really did not like. So here's the thing. The Chadwick Boseman criticism is something that I heard a lot before I saw it. And then I watched it and I saw, okay, the first 4 minutes, that's it. The first 4 minutes, they gave him a nod. And I thought, man, that's a nice send-off. Cool. Now let's start. We're going to have our story. What I didn't like was at the very end when Riri was mourning, they only had shots of Boseman. It's like, Riri, your mama just died, but you're thinking about your brother like you lost
Shuri.
Yeah, sorry, not Riri. Shuri. That's my bad. But like, yeah, her. But I also care more. I love Angela Bassett, and I was bummed to see her die too. So, that's the one thing I felt that was a little cheap.
And it was so funny that the story, and a lot of people who do comic book movies complain about them not using a lot of comic book stuff. And this is basically the comic run with J. Scott Campbell and Ken Lashley. That's basically what the story was.
I thought T'Challa was in that story.
Oh yeah, he was in story, but I'm sorry, the guy died. He was playing a story. We apologize for him. Like they rushed, they delayed this movie as long as you could, and they did what they thought was best. Was it best for you? No. Was it best for some people? Yes. That's why movies are subjective.
It wasn't best for Boseman.
I'm pretty forgiving of it, knowing the fact that like they had to push back the release date, go in and pretty much retool the entire movie because they were even. A lot of the people in production were even blindsided by Chadwick's passing, but I think it's disingenuous to not be like, yeah, that's clear as day on the screen. Like, I think Riri probably wasn't originally meant to be in this movie. She obviously was forced into it. She's a carbon copy on paper of Shuri. She's a young, strong female mad scientist inventor that comes up with suits at the end of the movie. Like, it's literally Riri and Shuri are the exact same character. There's no growth of character in anybody in this film. They're all playing the same part, one note, until Shuri cries on the beach. That's fine, but that just is what it is. Again, I think that the director is fantastic. He did the best with what he had to work with, and he deserves kudos for that. That doesn't mean the final product is, if this was the final product without the situation, this movie's a shit show. But this final product with the situation, I applaud him. I applaud that entire cast. But I'm just being objective.
But let's talk
about I'll say Riri and Shuri are not the same person.
They were in the movie.
What I'm just saying, they're not the same person.
By her being in that movie, she stunted Shuri's growth. She did not need to be in that movie.
Superman and Shazam aren't the same person, but you could equivocate.
I'm saying in that movie, they were both young, smart-mouthed, powerful female mad scientists. They were literally the same person in that movie.
Say it, Carlito. And I'm saying that I think that you're probably making those statements with a fair look at just the movie. But I'm saying that if you know these characters and have read the content that these characters arise from, they are two very different individuals. However, they share some similarity, and I think that that's shown. In the movie, you see more similarities than differences. Cool.
It was okay,
but it's not just two smart black chicks. It's more nuanced.
If you went into that wanting a Shuri movie, I could see why you could walk away and be satisfied. I went into that wanting a Namor Submariner movie, and I didn't get it. So that's my problem.
Yeah,
He
that's
had
fair.
some really dope moments, though. Like
yes,
it was short lived, but when he was wrecking shit in Wakanda, flying through the air, I thought that looked great.
It was pretty badass.
When he was using the air and getting traction off the air.
When they said, "Does he have wings on his ankle?" That was like my favorite part.
Like, it was a split second, but
there was a lot of Namor for a movie that's not Namor, and it's called Black Panther. There was a lot of Namor in that movie.
It started with how many minutes in, like real quick in, and like they show how powerful he is when they let's get in the helicopter. You thinking they got away, and then all of a sudden, nope.
Or like when he punches M'Baku. And M'Baku's like goes to a fucking
no. What you know what that showed me is a lot of people talk about M'Baku and he played a very particular role for this script.
I liked him.
And he played it well, and it didn't downplay his ability because when I saw him take that punch, he should have died.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Regular M'Baku should have died.
Yeah, it only cracked his armor.
Yeah, but it should have died. Honestly, he's
right.
not the Black Panther. He's not the Black Panther. He should have died.
Comedic moment.
He should have wrecked it. At least broken up all his intestines or something.
Yeah, but that just shows you how powerful he really is.
This is what I'll say in terms of themes that I really appreciated was the theme of vengeance and using that or quelling it. Do you feed it or do you not?
Wait, are you talking about Black Panther now or the Batman? Because we've mentioned both.
I'm talking about Black Panther. I haven't seen Batman. I think Robert. It's not my thing. But like with this, I'm talking specifically about Shuri and Namor. Their experiences of vengeance. That's how they are living their lives right now, and they both see that they've eventually got to put down the sword or they'll destroy each other. The very thing that they're fighting to prevent. In that fight, they've consumed themselves, and they realize that. And I think when they realize that, that's a big thing. I think that's an important thing.
Namor didn't realize it. He's just playing a coup, which that's what they get into.
I mean, yes, I see what you're saying, but like he got his little baby ass wing chopped off and had that blade to his throat, and he was real fucking peaceful. So he may be scheming just to save himself and live for another day.
He's scheming in front of his people. He wasn't scheming when he almost died.
He wasn't scheming when she was about to gut him.
Because he'd have said the wrong thing or did the wrong thing, he would have got cut.
See, I really went into really wanting to like this movie.
Same.
Because I did like Black Panther 1 a lot.
Same.
So I did want to. I wanted to see this become a really good movie because I'd like to see a third one and a fourth one come down along the line.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the things that really disappointed me. One, I don't respect the fact that she didn't bulk up for the role a little bit. I really.
Here's the thing.
Oh, come on, man! That's a fucking dumb reason not to like it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Have you read and seen Shuri?
If you wanted me to finish my thought, I could tell you.
Okay, please.
Okay, that's your opinion. Fair enough. It's just that you can see why people would think that's a dumb thing to say, though, right?
I didn't like the fact that she didn't bulk up the role. I didn't like the fact that they completely changed Namor's mythology. I hate.
How did they do that? How did they fuck up Namor's mythology?
Since when is Namor a Mayan?
Bro, they completely changed his mythology, and I thought it was great though.
I'm just asking.
Y'all using a key word that we keep not passing over. Mythology. It's not it's not real. Like
well, it's a story.
They should make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are aliens and not mutated.
Based correctly in my mind.
That's what they should
do. If the movie's good, I'll be happy. I want to see a good. I want to see a good movie. I don't care. You can try it.
Listen,
just because he wasn't Mayan and what were the originals?
Let me end my thought. And
I want to hear the rest of his thoughts. So.
You guys could bash on it all you want after that. I thought the movie dragged down too much. There was not enough action earlier on in the movie. I thought there should have been more action. I also thought that Riri took a lot away from Shuri's development. If you really want to develop that character, you don't need to introduce a Riri in there and take away the spotlight from that. If you really want to connect with her, let's make it about her, not about Riri coming in there and like Mickey Mouse armors and stuff like that. Let's make it about Shuri. So all those things combined really didn't make it a good movie for me. Like I really didn't enjoy it because of that. Cinematography was okay. The special effects were okay. They were not great. They were okay. They were serviceable, but it was not a movie that said, "I'm blown away." I walked away. I can't wait till the third one comes out. I watched it. Perhaps I might watch it again one day.
Well, you're in the same boat with me, Journey. I'm in the same boat. Me and Mark are kind of in the same boat, and Hudat and Lady. But I can respect everybody's opinion.
Same, and I would like to just retort as a Shuri collector and reader, Comic Journey. If you see her in the comics, she's not bulky. She's spelled.
She's got a little bit of definition on her, though. A little bit. She's not a twig.
Right, but what the focus should be is that she relies more on her agility and her technology. I mean,
she looked badass. They all look badass.
Shuri was.
I had a fun time.
Awesome. I'd like to see M'Baku as Panther. That would be fun. Because that guy was.
I want original Panther as Panther. I felt like I watched Joe Monger, I believe, say that for some reason white people don't get rid of their superheroes, and that was bullshit. They did that to Black Panther. They should have kept.
Yes, they need to reinstate him. I think Boseman's family even said that they encourage a new casting. I don't want Black Panther to go away just because Boseman died.
Original Panther.
Disney messed up. They pulled a fast one, trying to virtue signal and say we're going to honor his legacy and not recast him. And in the midst of it, shit on it.
The honoring is to continue.
They realized that they fucked up big time. And by the end of the movie, you see where they're fast tracking T'Challa back into the suit. It's just going to be T'Challa 2.0.
Maybe
they'll bring it back. They'll do
a back in there. You're right.
I just need Black Panther. I don't want to.
I'd be happy.
It was a lot happened at that time period, and it was and a lot of people we tend to forget because besides his death, COVID happened and stopped production of a lot of stuff. So
everything.
the Riri show was actually supposed to come out before the movie, and that was supposed to kind of explain. So it's kind of weird how everything kind of like got
Miss Marvel's
got around.
That would have helped a lot with
and it kind of, it sucks in a way because we don't. It's almost like that time, like people talk about X-Men 266 and the
annual 14.
Yeah, that got mixed up because the 266 was to come out first.
It was a timing issue,
and it's just a timing issue. And this had a double-edged sword that happened. We had COVID, and you had the death, and they already pushed back the production because of COVID, and then they were like, well, we can't push it back any further because of past it. Like, so Kevin Feige threw a dart at the board and he stuck with that. What he should have did. He could have talked to the families and asked them, what would you guys like to see? And if they would have said, hey, I don't want nobody else cast as a character, but when you come out and you have his brother, and you have his wife say, we want his legacy to live because that isn't the definition of an actor. You don't want something to die with you because guess what? You know what happens with history? We forget history.
Yeah.
All humans do. That's why we tend to repeat it with World War
Black
I,
Panther's
World War
a
II,
legacy character.
All these things we know. We would tend to repeat it and because we forget about the history. So it's a character that needed to be told and gone through deeper.
And we still need it.
So
I pretty much got the cream of the crop on opinions and movies with that comics here. And Lady Fantastic is a passionate lead.
And another thing I want to say before we go too deep about movies and stuff, us as comic book collectors and our pop culture people, we have to remember this. It's hard to do. I forget sometimes as well. These movies are not made for us.
Right.
We're not even 1% of the movie going population. Right. They are not made for us. Yes, we're going to disagree and not like certain things, but guess what? The public tells us otherwise that it's good because they spend $800, $900, $1 billion. I went to go see what's it called? The James Cameron movie. It was good, but not as good as the first.
That's like a Legion shit. He loves that.
I get high on that Avatar franchise. It's just fun for me. My whole family's into it though. Like my kids love it with the toys and everything. You got dragons and robots and stuff. So it just keeps us getting. I don't know.
But it wasn't as good as the first. That's all I said.
I agree to disagree about that statement about it's not made for us, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because we're the guinea pigs. they test out these concepts, these comics on us, and if they sell and people like them, yes, but they have to go through the comic process first. If they sell and they're a success as a comic, then they forget about us. But we're the guinea pigs. They start with us.
And not just
Yeah,
that,
but you talk about comics.
to that point, if it wasn't made for us, and maybe not now, it's clearly like, and that's something that is highly contested with Disney right now. It's how they moved away from the comic fans being an important aspect of their creativity process. But if this shit wasn't made for us, we wouldn't be here right now talking about Wakanda Forever, because comic movies would have died long the fucking go. They wouldn't have performed. But there's enough of us. It's way more than 1%. There's enough of us that are somehow attached with these characters in some way or another, because they're bigger than just comics. Superman is the most iconic literary character to ever exist, bigger than like Bible characters. So the fact that these people have these connections to these characters that are larger than life as fans, or somehow see themselves in them or whatever, draws them to this. And if they're not properly represented in those films, then they're not happy. And
so I think what we're saying the underlying theme of this is that we like good writing, and the books that sell are written by solid writers, and they can go and be made into solid scripts. And if you see more and more now, the original authors and artists that are tied to these projects are now being brought on as producers and consultants, because they won originally with the great writing. You don't want to deviate too much, or you're going to fucking lose people. Good writing is good writing is good writing. Mm-hmm. They're just bringing it to a bigger
but I'll still stand by saying this stuff is not made for us, and if it was, the writing would be better. It would be better.
Movies are different.
I'm not talking about the 10 years ago when they started. I'm not talking about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'm talking about currently. They could lose all of the comic book going people and still make $1 billion in a movie.
Let's think it like this. Have you watched the Invincible series, and have you watched the Boys series?
I watched Invincible, and I watched Boys, I think season 1 and 2.
Okay. I haven't watched Invincibles, but I watched all of the Boys.
Biggie, you're muted.
They take a lot of that, and a lot of what the fans think in consideration when they made those shows.
I liked the Boys.
And it worked.
Yeah, it worked, but that's why they're shows. So.
It's a scathing social commentary. I mean, it's just wicked.
So I'm going to attempt to share a cool bit of trivia I learned and see if anybody might know this answer. This is February. This is Black History Month. So I saw a cool tidbit fact from the Negro Baseball League. It is very inventive, and they did a lot of first things. And they had the first female baseball players. And it wasn't it was because they were good at baseball. Does anybody know the 3 first Negro Black women baseball players? If they could get this within a minute, I'd be very impressed.
I don't know. I don't know it. I thought you were going to ask about the males. I didn't know a lot about the males.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Connie Morgan, Mamie Johnson,
Sasco Page.
Oh, hold on. You know. Oh, you just say that again.
Tony Stone, Connie Morgan, Mamie Johnson.
That's it.
Were they hot?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, 40 years, 60 years ago. I don't know. So.
One of them, the first one was Tony Stone, and she played second base. And she followed up where Willie Mays was originally second base. So when Willie Mays left, she came in, and she did really well. And after that, Connie Morgan replaced her at second base on that team. And then the only pitcher out of the 3 was Mamie Peanut Johnson, and she actually pitched. So it's very interesting. And it wasn't in regular baseball. It was from that stuff. So, you know.
Breaking barriers, bro.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Hey, Carly, you'd be surprised. You'd be a lot of stuff you're surprised you learn about in American history, because Black history is American history.
American history is really fucked up.
Well, in American history,
yeah, you can say that again.
It's good, but it got a good stuff though. A lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, but there's some weird shit that happened. You look at
we got our own secrets.
You look at it like, what the hell?
Well, I just wanted to have fun and go ahead, Drac. I'm sorry.
No, that it just reminded me. I did want to mention that Black Panther 2 wasn't really made for me. I mean, it's made for some people. It wasn't really made for me because one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to become more of a hardcore racist. So,
cool. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, you could be a good colonist.
Yeah,
that's what it was. That's what it was. Colonist.
No, I actually just haven't got around. I just haven't got around to watching it yet. But like, I think like a lot of people, I got burned out on comic book movies. And when Black Panther 2 came out, I was just like, I'm just gonna wait. You know, it's on Disney Plus now, right? So I'll watch it.
You know, there's also the argument like people wouldn't be burned out on comic book movies if they were better. And there's no question that the quality has gotten watered down with the fast-paced production of this shit. Phase 4 alone like tripled or quadrupled the number of releases from the previous phases. I mean, they're just rushing to make a quick buck, not make good quality.
And there was a lot of shit.
You're reminding me. So let's touch on this before we get out of here. Try to quickly get it. We've got about 15 minutes, but the whole authority thing and the whole James Gunn coming to DCU shit. I love that people are falling for that shit and they think it's cool because I might be able to sneak a couple, Wildstorms or fucking authority books out there and make a couple of dollars, brother. But
we know somebody big. We know somebody who made some money out of that already.
Oh yeah. My boy Tone's got a 150 of that number one, I believe. That's gonna be fire. But
he already sold one of his sets on.
I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced. I feel like I think The Rock had some valid, good input. I feel like he did I haven't watched it, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like he did good and was saying good shit besides the movie. And
he had a lot. They had a lot of issues with that movie that people are afraid to admit. They had a lot of issues with.
Yeah, they're starting to come out too.
Yeah, I gotta get
the main kid acting. Oh my god! Like my daughter could have did better acting.
What is it called? ADR when you do the after voices or something? The whole kid
yeah, and then a lot of the CGI was not finished because people forget they reshot like 50% of that movie.
I'll tell you this much: as many defects as it had, I thought Black Adam was way more of an enjoyable movie than Black Panther was.
Oh, Black Adam was kick-ass. Black Adam was a kick-ass flick.
It was fun.
It wasn't an Oscar contender.
It was just straight action. It was an old school action movie.
Fisticuffs. And Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. Like I know people say Dr. Fate this, that, but I felt like Aldous Hodge as Hawkman was phenomenal. He stole the show for me. He was.
I'll tell you like this: if DC doesn't sign him for something else, Marvel's going to scoop him up.
They just need to find a way to wrap Hawkman in now that it's confirmed that some stuff's staying, some stuff's going. There'll be alterations in the timeline due to Barry.
Yeah, just fix the mansion in New Orleans with the underground. They could fix that. That's not realistic.
I like the way they made Hawkman.
Aggressively, I want to say that I think
a little bit of an asshole too.
I think,
which I like.
So aggressively gave us his viewpoint like on The Boys, and he was just like, what if powerful people had their own problems and explain why they suck? I roll. And that's one way you could look at The Boys. The other way that I look at The Boys is that just because you might be exceptional doesn't mean you're moral. And so that you have to keep your eye out for everybody. It doesn't matter if you've got all the greatest powers or you're the most beautiful. Still doesn't mean that you're a fucking saint.
Here's a hot take. I don't really care for The Boys. I feel like it for me when I watch it. I'm like, this is fun enough to watch. I didn't even finish the most recent season. I stopped like 2 episodes ago. I feel like they're just playing on the shock value like gimmick. You know what I mean? Let's just do something so shocking that the viewers will talk about it and get other people watching it. And story wise, it's not like groundbreaking or revolutionary. It's serviceable.
I never read the comic, but I watched
less shocking than the comic.
I watched the story, or I watched the show, and enjoyed the social commentary of it. I think it has a lot of symbolism, and it puts a mirror up to our face as a society.
I like the way it makes fun of everything that we like are sitting and looking at other stuff as virtuous, and they're basically telling you
they're shitting all over. The things that we work for are actually just crap.
my thing is I'm a high percentage shooter kind of guy, so I like Shaq, and he's already had a shot, and it should have been a lot better, but he didn't do good enough for me to be in his boat yet.
What, Shaq Fu, the movie?
No, Gun with the Suicide Squad. It should have been a bigger success for me to be like, oh, James Gunn's gonna kill it. Sorry, Journey. I thought you could handle it. You don't mind being muted. Oh, he's still muted.
Whoa!
I think he's waiting on you to unmute him. Yeah.
I wasn't even saying anything. That's the thing.
You wouldn't shut the fuck up. I'm just fucking with you, man. So,
you love me.
The Wonder Woman shit's probably gonna be garbage. It might be good. I hope so. The main shit's got to pop. None of this little bullshit's gonna matter. The fucking you got to get Superman right.
Superman, yeah.
And I feel like
10 out of 10, the whole thing's fucked.
He's the mainstay, right?
Yeah,
Get
it's gotta
bunch of
be.
nobodies that could act. Sign them up for all these movies. Have them for 10, 15 years, and you won't have a problem.
Yeah.
They keep getting the divas. They're not going to be able to keep them for long term. The only person that is worth keeping out of all these past people is Gal Gadot. You know,
I'm almost to the point. If you don't give me a serious
replaceable.
fucking movie, I'm not gonna watch it. If it ain't like a serious characters that are doing serious shit, I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah, The Boys, it's really dark. Well, I haven't read the comics, but the show is just like it's just a bloodbath. But
it's a sick freaking read. Like very sick, like sick human beings like that comic.
So
I'm sick of sports too. Fuck football. They can control the game at the fucking line. Offensive linemen be holding, and they don't call calls, and they let who they want win. You know, they saw that Purdy got hurt, and they was like, "Well, fuck this game." They got more penalties that game than they did the whole goddamn playoffs. Like, come on, bro. Number one defense, really 10 fucking. They just start keying in on shit. You know what I'm saying? So.
I don't even like pro football. I like college stuff, but after you go to the pros, it just gets, I don't know, it just seems not as pure.
I just want the Bills to win.
All right, well then we'll wrap it up. We have fun. I only wanted to hang out here for a little bit. I really appreciate all the support and all the guys hopping on panel with me. I'm gonna show my channel real quick before we get out here. But if you guys got anything you want to plug before we go, that's cool with me.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so let's see here. I had a show the other night with Big Doc Savage, and he showed this gnarly Marvel Comics 1, and he also showed Easy Book. I think this is what is this? He had a Batman with Fu Manchu. It was like 18 or some shit. They kept them all. But I appreciate everybody that hopped on last night. But yeah, these books he was just showing, bro. This one right here. That's the guy Tech 1. Y'all know that?
Really?
This is his cover appearance. Yeah, it's a cover. Yeah, and you don't have many early Tech villain covers, I don't think.
What number is that?
Issue number
so you had to wait to Tech 27 to get Batman.
Detective
He's on number
7?
1. It's just it's the first floating head. The first floating head cover was Tech 1, probably. Yeah, this is like 17 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 17 or something. I think.
Okay. What year?
He had this art.
40s, 50s.
It was probably before. It's probably 39 or 38, 39, because it was before
Detective?
Batman.
Really? Detective
Tech.
7.
So Detective.
I could be wrong on the numbers.
1938.
Yeah.
Sold.
38. He had this dope ass. This is one of the most popular Marvel comics too. It's I don't know why people get so thin out shape on this, but something about this metal getting twisted, Schomburg cover.
They claim it's the
because
metal, it's really the thighs. Everyone's crazy about them thighs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Toro and Subby being on the cover together was a big deal.
Them Schomburg thighs.
It's an expensive book too, man. That's one of the
Hashtag
better,
what?
probably top 10 timelies, I would guess. So, anyways, yeah, Callie came on. It was a fun channel, fun show. I want to show you my watch hours before we get out of here. This is boring shit, but I'm really far away from 4K, man. I hate that. Let's see.
Wait, how many are you away?
But probably about, I'm at 2,400 watch hours, so I need like almost twice as much. It's gone.
Right.
I'll show y'all next time.
All right, so what everybody has to do is play your stuff in a playlist and fall asleep.
That would be nice.
For a couple of nights.
I'll try one more time before we go. My shit just fell apart, but I'll try again. I know I need to get like a couple hundred more subs and because I ain't gonna get any more talented. Like this is all I got. There ain't gonna be no more amazing shit for me, but I just need to get more subs and
you gotta show more sex, man.
I'm about to hop off here. I gotta go push a little girl on a swing set.
All right, Lucian, thank you for hopping on, man.
Oh, absolutely. I'll see y'all later.
Hey, Biggie,
This
sex
thing will
sells,
work
man.
anyway, so.
Sex sells. You
Drac,
gotta put the booty on your videos.
I'll figure it out, man. Drac, you got any shows coming on?
No shows this week. I think the week after. I know next Sunday I'll be on JD's channel, Raging Cajun, next Sunday. And then I think I'm going to have Casual Dracula that week as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun show, man.
I will have an announcement soon for our 500 subscriber giveaway show, which I'm probably going to do next month if I get there. Hopefully I do.
How far away are you?
I'm like at 470 around there. I'm close.
You think you're going to get to 1,000 next week?
1,000, yeah, that'd be nice.
I don't know what the fuck you just said.
No, 500. I'm close to 500.
500,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be giving some. I might give this away. I'm working on this right now. That's what I've been doing.
Very cool. It's badass, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday Adams. Yeah.
Oh, shit. You did that freehand. Nice.
That's right.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you
How
left?
do you dance? That's that one.
Are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Cool.
Are you gonna do like the Wednesday dance? What when you finish it off? Are you gonna show it off in the Wednesday dance? Like
yeah, maybe.
Which
I am actually filming this whole drawing process, so I'm gonna post the time lapse of this.
All right.
Which I've never done before, so we'll see how that turns out.
Lady
Yeah,
F, you've been all over the fucking place. You're on everybody's. I saw you on Rob's at like 3 in the morning, I think, last night. Jesus Christ.
G-Man's, maybe. Yeah, I was on G-Man's last night late. Yeah, I've been jumping around a lot, being pretty social.
Blazing a trail.
Yeah. But just I went live last night on mine with Rob. Showed some DC stuff that I got, some Bronze Age DC, and a few new books. But yeah, I'll be around.
Oh, you've been getting all the fucking books. Congratulations on the books.
Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so who dat T? I'm not sure if he's still in the building. Sorry, lady. How you doing, Who Dat? You got a show coming up? I know Who Dat will be on the Slammies on the Hunt. He's just pretty much shoe in for 2 or 3 of the trophies, I'm sure. There's double champ, tag champion, triple team champion. But you don't seem to be here right now. Journey, I thought I gave you a shot at this. Did you have anything you're doing?
Yeah, other than my normal insanity, not much. I do have a Swaggle House interview coming up on the 16th next week, so that could be interesting. He's a good,
What's up, Leroy? Good to see you.
What's going on, Big?
Chilling, man. We're kind of just finishing up now. I was hoping to get you in here and hear what you had to say about this Authority and the Panther movie, but
No, it's all good. Yeah, maybe I'll hang out just for a few minutes after you're done here.
Yeah, let's get I think it's important to get comic book.
Yeah, share your thoughts, man.
Go ahead, tell us what you think, my friend.
Of the James Gunn.
Yeah, do you think are you excited or not?
Yeah, I like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I thought they were pretty good. I know some people were a little bit skeptical about it because they thought it wouldn't be taken as seriously because he errs on the side of like humor. There's a lot of humor injected in a lot of his writing or material. But I think it's going to be good.
Okay. Did you like Black Panther?
The first one, yeah.
Okay, you don't like the last one.
No.
Okay. How about Kingdom Come? Is that one of your favorite fucking stories you ever read?
Is that that's the Ross series, right?
Yeah.
I think I read the first issue and it was pretty good. I liked it.
Okay, that's a good opinion. So I think that's about all the questions I had today. So thanks. I enjoyed watching your channel the other day. You got some pretty good taste and got some good books over there, man.
Oh yeah, thanks. I always appreciate people dropping by.
So for me, I'll be on the hunt. Lady Fantastic will be there. Journey will be coming back. Hudat will be there. Bleeker, Dustin. I might have a match with Dustin coming up. That's about it, man. So thank you for everybody's opinion and Big DJ Links, man, for the Skeletor magic, y'all.
Well, thanks for having us on, Biggie.
Yeah, I'm Big Shaq. Yeah, I'm Big Shaq. I don't feel y'all motherfuckers. I'm Big Shaq. I should kill y'all motherfuckers.
Big Biggie. Biggie.